Okay, number 3, we're going to use the law of cosines because we have a side, an angle, and a side. And we would need 2 angles to use the law of sines. So we're going to use law of cosines. So since we're finding x, that's what's going to be on the side of the equal sign by itself. So x squared, and then we're going to do the other 2 sides, 15 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times these 2 sides, 15 times 12. Times the cosine of the angle across from the side we're looking for, which is 115. Okay, so since we're looking for x in this case, we can just put all this in our calculator, and I'll show you the calculator entries so you see how to do it. 15 squared plus 12 squared. Now you're subtracting everything after this minus sign because that's all multiplication. So you need to use a parenthesis. And then we're going to do 2 times 15 times 12 times the cosine of 115. End your parenthesis for the cosine of 115, then end your parenthesis again for this parenthesis up here. Hit enter and we get 521.14. Now I'm just going to write that, but I'm not going to take it out of the calculator yet. 521.14. And then we're going to take the square root of this answer, and I don't want to round yet because we only round the last step. So to take the square root, we're going to hit second, square root, and then you hit, if you hit on your calculator, I'm going to move this so you can see it, there's an ants above the negative side. If you hit second ants, that will place that number into your square root symbol. So we can just get the answer after we do that, 22.8. So this is 22.8. Okay. And then number 4, we have 2 angles and we have a side and we're looking for sides, so we can use law of sines. The problem is we don't have this angle, and we need this because we have the side opposite. So all we do is get that angle by adding up 77 and 42 and subtract that from 180 because there's 180 degrees in a triangle. So that's 61 degrees. So this is 61 degrees. So we can set up the law of sines. So sine of 61 over the side across from it, which is 25, is equal to the sine of the side that we're looking for, which is A, so we have to go across, which is 42, over side A we're looking for, the side we're looking for. Now it's just a proportion, set it up and solve. So we have A times the sine of 61 is equal to 25 times the sine of 42. And then A is 25 times the sine of 42 divided by the sine of 61. So we can just put that in the calculator. 25 times the sine of 42 equals, divided by sine of 61 equals 19.1. And that's yards. And then finally, 5, given a triangle with 2 sides of 5 and 7 and the angle is 62 degrees, what's the length of A? So we need to draw this out. So we'll draw a sketch of a triangle, A, B, and C. And across from A, or angle A is 62 degrees from here. C is across from big C, so that's 7, and B is across from big B, that's 5. And we need to find the length of A. So again, we're going to have to use the law of cosines to find that side, because we only have one angle. So we're going to look for A, so it's going to be A squared equals the other 2 sides squared, 7 squared plus 5 squared, minus 2 times those 2 sides, 7 times 5 times the cosine of the angle across from the side we're looking for, which is 62. Now Now look, since we're looking for A, again, this is a problem where we can just enter it all into the calculator at once if you use the parentheses the correct way. So we'll do 7 squared plus 5 squared minus parentheses. All this is getting multiplied together first. So minus 2 times 7 times 5 times the cosine of 62, and your parenthesis for the cosine of 62, and your parenthesis for the beginning of that multiplication, and you can hit enter, and you get 41.13 or 14. Now I know I rounded it there, but you're not going to take it out of your calculator. You have to take the square root of 41.14, and that is second square root of second ants, and we get 6.4 approximately. We are done.